Hello everyone, welcome to my first speed build. So I would like to start with a disclaimer. Usually I do not build things other than houses, but in this speed build I'm going to be building a park. So it's probably a really bad precedent to set to do something that I don't normally do as the very first thing I do. But when I recorded this 2 months ago, I was in the mood for doing something different, and so I went ahead and recorded it because I knew that I wanted to start a YouTube channel. So, here we are. This is what we have to work with, and I thought I did a really good job, so this is what I'm going to do first. So right now I'm working on the bathroom. You can see that I've got a women's bathroom and a men's bathroom. I know that some people don't like to have gender bathrooms on The Sims. In that case, if you were to download this, you could just swap those doors out for two regular doors and it wouldn't be a real big deal. I really like the bathroom stalls that came with, I do believe it came with University. So I've got two of those in each bathroom. I kind of went with a green theme on the inside. So right here you can see me changing the swatches to green on the stalls, and then I kind of went with a more muted blue for the sink counters, and then green mirrors. And I started with green doors and then switched it to like a lighter, like a white color, and I actually end up changing it again in a minute. But I really liked the idea of using like that mossy green brick on the inside, because a lot of public parks that I've gone to are kind of like, dirty and dingy on the inside. So I really liked that touch. So here I'm adding a foundation, but I didn't really want it to like jut out, like have that like step look, so I made it flat. I'm adding windows. I always struggle finding the right windows for like any build. Here I just went with like small high windows because it's a bathroom. And then I went through here, yeah, you can see that I'm changing the doors again to a brown color. The windows are brown, the trim is brown on the roof. I really struggled with this vent, because sometimes when you put things on the roof and then you move it, it's like it gets stuck at that height, and so then you can't get it to like snap to the roof again. So here I put this down just to kind of like get a feel for like how far out I wanted this roof piece to go that I'm adding now, and I kind of used the pillar there as a marker to pull the roof out to. So then I'm just, adding the right trims back on so that everything matches. Now I'm looking for the columns that I actually want to use. Delete the placeholder column. Those columns are probably like my favorite in the whole game. I really love like stone architecture and so yeah, I use those ones all the time. So here you can see that I'm just like throwing down a bunch of playground equipment in random places. Because like I said earlier, I usually don't build these sorts of lots, so I really wasn't sure what I was going to end up using because it's not something that I normally do. So I just started pulling random stuff out just to see what I had available. And everything will end up like completely rearranged, and I think I get rid of I think I keep the pirate ship, but I get rid of that big thing with the ball pit. It just really wasn't fitting the vibe for the park that I wanted. I kind of wanted to do something a little different with the fence at the front. You'll see on one side, yeah, I had the foundation because I'd pulled it starting at the wall of the bathroom, and so I kind of liked how it looked, so I ran with it and pulled the foundation out on the other side. But yeah, now I'm going to start messing with the swatches for the fence. I really wish that you could use the color swatch tool up at the top on fences, but I had to go through and do each one manually from the catalog. And then I ended up just sticking with the default anyway. Alright, so now I'm trying to figure out what kind of patio area I want, for adults, and I add a sitting area, I really love putting trims on walkways because I don't like how it looks if you have like the tiles sitting like right next to a different type of tile or right next to the grass. It's just a very stark contrast, and I really like adding trims to kind of break it up. So I did add a chess table because it's one of the requirements for a park lot type. I think I end up moving it later. But yeah, you also need benches. So I put 2 benches over here. Yeah, I added that table, but then I decided that it crowded the area too much. So right here, I kind of add like an extra little patio area just for that table and chairs. I think I end up moving that later too. See, this was all very experimental, and like I did things and then I undid them and then I redid them, and here you're going to watch me struggle with a wall because I decided to use brick instead. I don't even know why I put the wall up, honestly. Sometimes I just have moments and I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, so I got my little jut out there, and so now I'm going to start on like a toddler area for the park after I place a random bush and a grill. Maybe I lied. Maybe I'm not starting on the toddler area yet. I thought about it and then I got distracted and started doing other things. Okay, here we go. So I picked out like a cute little fence, and now I'm trying to figure out where to put it, but this area that I had, because of the table and chairs there, was just really weird. And I couldn't find a gate that I liked. There we go. There it is. So yeah, so I start putting trash cans down. See, I am all over the place in my builds. All right, so yeah, I start putting, you know, toddler sort of, you know, toys and things down, but I couldn't get it all to fit the way that I wanted it to. It just looked awkward, and, you know, it just wasn't fitting right. And then I have the ball pit. That ball pit is terrible. So yeah, so what I did, because I couldn't get everything to fit right, was I moved the table and chairs over and took out that little patio area right there. And so that gave me space to kind of square this off, and it helped everything fit inside much better. I don't remember if I keep the ball pit or if I ditch it. Yeah, so a little bit of landscaping. So I put in, you know, a path there from the brick area, and then I kind of, you know, put like dirt paths inside, you know, where like the kids would be running around and wearing it down. Little skid marks there under the swings from using your feet to slow down. Yeah. Landscaping. Fun stuff. Oh, yeah, I tried the flowers and I was like, no, that's terrible. Oh, I'm changing the colors. The white was a little bit too bright for my taste. All right, so now I'm putting in little dirt areas, you know, for, you know, people walk and grass wears down in other areas as well, not just where the kids are playing. So now I'm going to really start trying to decide where to put these things and keep them. So the pirate ship there does end up staying there. That does not. I do move the monkey bars later. Trying to add benches to different areas, you know, so depending on where the kids are playing at, the adults can sit there and keep an eye on them. Yeah, I went a little bit overboard with the tiles, and then I was like, this needs to be a little bit more green than it's turning out. So I ended up getting rid of it and doing some more landscaping type paths instead. So here I'm adding some stone, and then, yeah, I add some over there as well. Some more natural dirt wear, throw it on in front of all the benches that I've got placed. Then I realized that I totally forgot these two. What am I doing here? I don't remember what I was even looking for. Oh, yeah, I got a vending machine. It's really hard to describe my thought process when I'm building, because I'm just the sort of person that just does things as it comes to me. So like I don't really finish one area and then move on to another thing. I'll start on one thing and kind of work on it a little bit, and then I'll have an idea, and so I'll just jump over and start working on the thing that I just thought about, and then I'll end up going back to the thing that I had been working on later. And I'm just kind of a mess, but it works out in the end. So right now, like, it just does not look good at all. Looks like a bunch of random objects placed over the lot with dirt surrounding it. But it's a process, you know? It really starts coming together once I get to the landscaping. Yep, and I've got all the requirements done, so, you know, we're good there. At this point, it is a fully functional park. It just is not a very pretty park yet. Yeah, I did not like that. All right, here we go. So I started off with this little area because it just was a bunch of empty space. So I decided to fill it in with some landscaping. I threw some bushes on the outside to cover the back of the bathrooms. I never use this tree, like, ever, and so I thought that it would be fun to add it to the park. Filling in the dead space here behind the bushes. As I continue to make more of these videos, you will probably very quickly learn that a lot of my landscaping looks really similar. I always use the low-lying bushes there with the little white flowers. I use the little white bush there in the right underneath the pink big bush. I use the little pink bush here on the left. Every once in a while I'll throw in those tall purple flowers. But I love the long hedges and the big round bulbous bushes. I line pretty much all of my houses with those, and I really like the two because they're different shapes, but the leaves look the same, so they go really well together. So here I'm just filling the space in with some grass, and then I'm going to start adding a bunch of plants to it to kind of fill it in. Really give it a wild park look. I love hostas in real life. The plant there with, like, it's kind of like a really weird, like, foamy green. But I do not like any of the swatches, really, that they have for them in-game. Which drives me crazy, because if I liked the colors better, I would probably put those in, like, all of my builds. So you might notice here that the fences are sitting inside the fence a little bit, but don't worry, I do end up fixing that near the end of the video. Alright, so this area is a little bit interesting. I put down all the grass going down like this green strip down the middle. And it looked kind of weird at first, but then later on I'm going to add the little cat and dog, like trimmed bushes. I don't know what those are called. Yes, I do. I just can't think of the word. But yeah, they're from the Brindleton Bay Pets and Dogs and Cats, Cats and Dogs, whatever that pack is called. But yeah, they're from that, and I had those there, and they look really cute right there next to the little kids' pirate ship play area. And you can see that I'm putting down the plants here, and totally forgot about the gate, and I was like, oh shoot! And so I started moving everything back out of the way. Decided to go back through and add some rocks. I wanted a rock there, but it would not fit, so I added some more greenery instead. Just trying to make the place look as lively as possible. And by lively, I mean green, by the way. I was really just dead set on having some sort of plant back there behind the pirate bush, because earlier I was trying to put like that big plant, that big crown plant down there. So there's the cat and the dog. I think they're cute. Those are other items that, like, when I'm usually building houses, I don't really have the opportunity to use them in a way that makes sense. So it was kind of fun to throw those in here in the park. Yep, all my classics. As far as the rest of the plants go. Throw some rocks in. Alright, so I do believe here's where I start adding a few plants around the pirate ship, because right now it's just a whole lot of brown. I'll tell you that I played The Sims for years before I found out how to size items up and down. I think I just learned that this year, which is really sad because I got The Sims 4 like around the time it came out, which was like, what, 6 years ago? It's been a long time. I was like, I can't believe that I never knew how to do this, and now I use it like all the time, and I can't even remember what it was like to not have that. The more you know, right? I'm just going to do some more terrain paint, because I kind of like used it at the, earlier to kind of get an idea of where I wanted things to go, but now that I've got a lot of the stuff down, I'm kind of like fine-tuning it, filling in any, empty space, going around the edges and getting rid of stuff that went over. I actually think we're just about done. Yep, I think that's it. There's the park. Well, everybody, hopefully you didn't have too much issue listening to me ramble for, nearly 20 minutes, but I hope you like the park. I'll put it on my gallery. On the gallery, my name is Vacate, and so if you like it, go ahead and download it. And thank you all for watching. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks.